Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. We are going to make attempt 2 on removing the undercoating on the Integra project. Last week we tried just using paint stripper and it didn't work. We spent like the whole week just getting nowhere with it. It stripped like the normal automotive paint, but the undercoating was intact, did not cut through anything. So I went to the store and I decided to get something a little more aggressive. So we're gonna try one of these stripping wheels, and I'm actually gonna use a method of using, I don't know where I put it, but pretty much a scraper and a blowtorch. Don't do this at home. This is a test and I'm doing it supervised. I guess I could say supervised. I'm supervising myself. But we're gonna give that an attempt and hopefully we'll get somewhere with it. I actually did like a little test panel, and if I heat up the blade and scrape through, I can scrape it off like it's butter. But that stuff is durable. So I'm gonna start in on scraping it off, because my plan is to scrape off with the hot scraper, then move on to using the liquid stripper to kind of like strip everything else off that's underneath, because the scraper only gets off like the coating, but there's still like a layer of sludge. So the stripper hopefully will take that off, otherwise I'm gonna have to find another way to do it. After the stripper, we're going to actually move on to wire wheeling. We're gonna use a heavier duty wire wheel than we usually do, and we're gonna use that to kind of clean up the surface, kind of get any residual sludge left, and prep the metal for paint. And then when we paint, we're gonna actually spray undercoating. So that's my hope for this week. We'll see how it goes. It's as I probably should have expected, hot chisel idea works, but is very, very, very slow and time consuming. Took 7 minutes to do about a 3x3 inch piece of surface. So, and that was just one flat piece. Like the bottom of the car is, well, anything but flat. I'm starting to think I should probably move on to using the, what was this called? The stripping wheel or stripping disc. This. See how that works. If that doesn't work, I know someone who actually did use a air chisel, so I might try the air chisel and see if that is quicker. The problem is I have to go get one from the store since I don't currently own one. So that'll be the next move. Again, I could always use a flap disc on a angle grinder, but I feel like that will just take just as long as the disc that the stripping disc that I have here. So I'm gonna try the stripping disc and see how that turns out. Alright, well, this is going to take a long time, so I'm going to time-lapse it just for ease of sake, because you probably don't want to sit here for hours watching me do the same repetitive movements without anything interesting to watch. So I'm going to time-lapse it to give you that satisfactory, icky to clean metal, if I can get to that point without losing my sanity. So that's what I'm going to do. Hope you enjoy. Well, the stripping disc does work. I'm obviously on normal automotive paint. It strips it off pretty quickly, as you probably have just seen. The problem is the undercoating that we're doing is like a millimeter thick, and it's like rubber. So it cuts through it. It just takes a lot longer. This is gonna take a day or two to finish. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'm out of ideas. Alright, well, day 2, and we've started on the bottom of the car. Well, I shouldn't say started, we started yesterday. We started the second half of the third of the quarter of the bottom of the car. Man, this takes forever. I'm probably gonna spend all of today and tomorrow at least trying to get even a 3x3 patch of bare metal. I'm on kind of a timetable at this point because of personal personal stuff. So I'm probably not gonna be able to finish all of it, all the half that I designated for today, or the video. So I might have to just do a 3x3 and show you what it looks like on a 3x3, and then do everything else off camera. So that might have to be the new plan. So let's get started again. Well, we're running out of daylight as we speak, and I had to run a couple of errands real quick. But I'm gonna try to see how much I can finish up today, and then I have tomorrow to finish up hopefully a 3x3 panel to kind of show you guys, since I'm on a time crunch. That's the best I'm gonna be able to do for this week. So I got maybe an hour left, so I'm gonna get back to it. Ran out of time, and I got halfway done. I still gotta do the frame rail and then go in with the Dremel into the small spots I couldn't reach. Stuff gets everywhere. I need to take a shower right now because I'm coated in it, but tomorrow we'll take a Dremel to it, clean up the side of the frame rails, and then I'm gonna have to check to see if we need to prime it or not. I don't think we will, but if I have to, I'll prime it. I wish things had turned out better, but you do with what life gave you, right? So, see you tomorrow. Alright, good afternoon, day 3. I'm starting later in the day due to power outages in the area, so sadly I'm a little behind. Hopefully I actually get to finish. Otherwise I'm just gonna have to show later, or just say what I'm gonna do. Alright, I actually yesterday picked up a new camera. I decided to pick myself up a GoPro 9 or Hero 9. So hopefully I can run that under the car, since I was running this camera under the car and it was getting covered in the debris. That stuff. I also need to shop back all this stuff out here because we are in a nice neighborhood and I can't be just dumping it everywhere. I would get complaints up the ass. So I'm gonna see how far I can get today, and hopefully I can actually get to at least priming or coating or something close enough to finishing, so I can say I actually finished the part that I designated. So let's get started and knock out as much as possible. Well, we've gotten to the end of I want to say the end of grinding out the undercoating. I'm sorry, it's 100 degrees out and I'm sweating my ass off. Like, this stuff also sticks to like everything. So hopefully I'm gonna hit it with some mineral spirits and clean it off so that way I can try spraying it down. I've cleaned off as best as I can and as much as I can. Obviously I'm not gonna go into every little crevice. Like, if I had a little more cash, I'd probably acid dip the whole chassis and just kind of clean it off completely, but I don't have the cash and I don't have the energy to go through every little crack and crevice. So I've gotten as much as possible, and I'm gonna go wipe it down with mineral spirits and then probably get to painting. I'm gonna try to paint today if I possibly can. So we'll see what happens. I just finished up wiping down the bottom. I can't think it's that hot. And I am cleaning up the shavings from what you just saw for probably way too long. This is what is coating the bottom of the car. It's just rubber. And the problem is the way I decided to take it off, I took it off in such a way that it powderized it. So it is coating everything. Like, I took a shower yesterday and water was coming off black. That's how crazy this stuff is. Now, I'm not super confident with the Rust-Oleum stuff I bought. I don't know if it'll hold up just as durable, but it doesn't have to be bulletproof. Again, this car just needs protection against rust and such. I'm probably going to use, like I've probably said before, a more durable, more rubberized coating for the wheel wells, because the wheel wells, that's where all the rocks get flung up and bounce around and destroy everything. I'll have to find a coating for the wheel wells, but let me finish cleaning up all this and then we'll get to painting. Alright, so I just finished painting the spot. Yes, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for not taping off properly, not being proper with my strokes, how I kind of sped run it, or speed run. I know, it's been a mess of a week and I'm just kind of trying to get everything done as quickly and as best as possible. So I promise the rest of the car will be done properly. None of that, let's Speedy Gonzalez this. All right, so note to self, definitely wear protection. I wore definitely a respirator. I should have wore like a full face respirator, but I only did like the normal paint ones and some glasses. And then obviously I wore hearing protection. You probably saw listening to music because it gets boring. And then wore gloves because the drill and ankle grinder got really hot. Don't, be sketchy when it comes to safety. Try to be as safe as possible, even though I might not look like I'm doing things safe. Just don't follow what I do. What was the saying? Do as I say, not as I do. This week's just not been my week, so hopefully next week we'll do something a little more fun and a little more organized. I've been debating if I want to do custom AN lines, like buy all the stuff and do my AN lines myself, or buy a kit, because I still got to do the brakes and the fuel lines. Although the fuel lines I want to wait on due to the fact that I don't have a gas tank. So I have to custom fab that, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, so I might wait on the gas lines or fuel lines for a bit. So either brake lines next week or something. I don't know. I will decide next week and I'll find out. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Not of how I did, but leave a comment nevertheless. And hopefully, we'll see you next week.